So I wanted to show how much I trust my method of doing this. So I have this account that I used in a previous video. You can see how much money it's got in the account there, 2,300 or so. Well, I need to bring that down to 346. And believe it or not, trying to lose money at this turned out to be more difficult than I thought. But I was finally able to get it down to $346. Now here is why I say $346. Okay, so this chart explains how I protect myself, I guess. There are others out there, but this one is mine. So my trade amount, let's say I start with a $10 trade. My profit at 70%, which is kind of low. Most sites are higher than that. Means I would win $17. So my total trade amount up to this point would be $10, and my total profit would be $17. Now, if I lose that one, my next one would be worth $35. Then my profit would be $59.50, which would mean up to this point I have spent a total of $45 on trades, which means I make $14.50 if I win it here. Now, if this doesn't win and I have to go to the next level, well, then that level is 86. At 70% in profit, you make $146.20. Minus the $131 you've spent in total so far to get this far gives you $15.20 profit, and so forth. After that one, if it doesn't work, then you go to the 215, which gives you $365, which means you spent a total of $346 to get there, making you $19.50. Now you can adjust these numbers any way you want, of course. And then, of course, the last one I use is my trade amount at 516. My total that I would take home is 877.20, which means my total amount spent is 862, which means I make $15.20. Now, you can adjust the numbers any way you want. I did it like this because it keeps the money, the profit, about the same, give or take a few dollars. But I didn't want to risk more, but at the same time, I still have to make something, whether I'm able to do it in the first round or the last round, I have to be able to make something. So of course you want to make it in the first round or two, because then you don't have to waste the time on the rest of it. But these are the numbers I use, and they work pretty good. The reason I use a $10 start, I mean, you can go, if you can find a site that accepts a dollar start, well, that means you can break all these numbers down big time, move the decimal point over 1, and start from there, which would probably be the best thing. The less you have to invest into a company, the better off you are, because the less you lose, right? So now I've got $346 in there, and you understand why. So I kind of like this graph. It's got some good spikes going down, so I'll sit here and see what happens. And I'm just waiting for a spike to go down. When a spike goes down, I'll hit it. Because of time for the video, some of it is going to be fast forwarded. So don't mind that when it happens. It's just better than having you sit here the whole time and watch what's going on. There we go. So I hit my first one there. This is a 60-second trade, and I fast forward it so you didn't have to sit here the whole time for the whole minute. And as you can see, I end up in the money with that trade. So now I look for another one. You have to watch carefully, because as soon as it drops, you have to hit the button and make your trade. I slowed this down a little bit so you can see just how fast it was. And on this one I got lucky. I didn't think I was going to make this one, but you just never know. Now you only do one trade at a time to make sure that it passes or fails, so you know if you have to go on to the next part of the cycle. Now this next trade I made was actually from a side effect of doing this for so long, is every once in a while my finger twitches. So on this next trade, we actually get to see me go into the into the scale a little bit because my finger twitches and I accidentally hit the button and place a trade that I really don't want. So then I do this trade, but I can tell that I didn't get it in time and that it's not going to work. But I have to let it run its course so I know for sure, so I don't follow it with $35, which could be a waste. Sure enough, it failed, so now I gotta go next up on the list, which is 35, and see how it works. Now we sit back for the 60 seconds and wait for what it does, and it fails also, so now I have to move up to the next one, which is 86. So when it comes to hitting the third one on the cycle, in my method, I take my time, I go a little bit slower. I can't afford to lose the money, so it's better to go a little slow. When I see one I like, I hit it, and if it works out great. In this case, it did. So that's all I do. I just look for the spikes. I look for a graph that catches my attention after 3 years of practicing, and then I just go at it. Now I'm going to fast forward the rest of my day because you don't want to sit here for 2 hours and watch me. Well, it's just under 2 hours. So I'm going to fast forward to the end, and you can see how I do at the end of, not even a couple of hours. I'll continue on in another video on tomorrow when I do some more trading on there. But it's very simple. You just look for the spikes and you just practice. And it's very simple. There's no point in investing money into it until you know you've got a system down. Because if you keep losing money at it because you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get pissed off. You're going to think it's a scam. You got to practice first. It's no different than anything else. Go to school and learn how to do it. It's worth it. So in under an hour and a half, I almost tripled my money. Tomorrow I will continue on and see how much I can go from there, continuing the cycle. That'll be part 2.